Today's episode, I'm going to show you all about this real simple tool and a lot of really cool tricks you can do with a pair of MIG pliers. Not to mention, I'll probably save you a pair of gloves in the process. If you like to sling a bunch of wire as a welder, like MIG, mag, flux core, whatever it may be, I guarantee you keep one of these things on you at all times. It's in your back pocket, and I know it. There was a Japanese company years ago that actually invented the first pair of them, and they called them Welpers. They're actually more traditionally known as just MIG pliers. Now, there are a few different styles of these different types of MIG pliers, and if you look at the OG ones on Amazon, that's that blue handle one. I can't tell you how many pairs of those I've had, but I'm going to stick to this pair here because I feel like it has just about everything on it that any welder will need. Starting first with the nozzle clamp here on the back side. This little grooved out spot on the handles is the perfect spot to have a nozzle to be able to house right into it. Main reason why you want to do this is because these suckers get freaking hot when you go to weld it. I mean, they're right next to the puddle, so you can imagine they get upwards of 400 or 500 degrees, and you're not going to want to grab that with your glove. So you just grab it with this nozzle clamp, give it a little bit of a twist, and then you can go about with your glove and just lightly get that little bad boy off. Once you get your hot nozzle out of the way, you're going to want to take this hot contact tip off too. And if you see, there's a miniature version of this same V-notch that is right there on the face of these pliers. And that's for this contact tip. It's the same principle. You just want to go about grabbing it, and then you can take your gloves and just kind of really quickly get that hot one out of the way when you need to change it. And the same concept goes for if you want to put your contact tip and your nozzle back on. You're going to want to thread it on, and I always say it's a good idea to go ahead and give it a nice little snug with your pair of pliers, because once you get to welding, that heat gets to it, it can unthread and fall off, and it's just a whole slew of problems after that. Now, another thing you can do, even with this little contact tip spot, is take your diffuser off. Now, I will note that there's 2 flat spots on here that's made so that you can take your diffuser on and off with a wrench. And I think that's a good thing to do because this diffuser is brass, and if you go about putting this in here, you can kind of mar it up a little bit. Just don't over tighten your diffuser, and you'll be able to use the same tool that you use to take everything else off with. So not only can you take your diffuser off, you could take your contact tip off and your nozzle off with just 2 pieces of this puzzle here. And there are a lot more pieces to it. Now, the next feature on here is kind of an obvious one, and that's going to be the cutters right here. Whether you're trying to trim that little end off the end of your tip so that you can roll back your spool onto your spool and change out your wire, or maybe you just want to cut whatever's just around the shop. What I really want to point out is the fact that this cutter is offset on the pair of MIG pliers itself. You can use the offset piece, you can cut your wire, and you can have a little bit more standoff than, let's say, if you use the other side where you go about getting much more of a flush cut to your nozzle or your contact tip. That could be for a number of reasons. It just kind of depends on who you are, whether you're doing a fillet weld or maybe you're working in a deep groove. But it's just something to really note. Now, I know those first few things are pretty straightforward when it comes to a pair of MIG pliers, but now let's talk about doing some repairing to, some of the stuff that you have here. Look, we've all done it. I'm not going to judge you for it. We've had our settings wrong. We've gotten a little bit too close to our weld, and we've got that burn back where just a glob of metal just fuses right to our contact tip. And sometimes you've done a number on that thing, and there's nothing left to do but just to try to unscrew it, maybe even let it cool off a second, pull out some good wire and clip it behind the contact tip, because that thing is absolutely smoked. But if you catch it in time and you just have just a little bit of a nugget on there that's preventing your wire from coming out, don't pull that trigger any further, because if you do, you're going to end up getting a bird's nest, a wad of wire in your wire feeder, and then you're going to need to start picking at that and getting all that mess out too, which is another good reason why you got a pair of MIG pliers in the first place, because of that needle nose on the end. You can also take that needle nose and just carefully pick at your contact tip, just ever so gently, to get that one little BB or booger off so that you can free up that wire, pull it out, give it a clip, and make sure you double check that contact tip, make sure you haven't damaged it at all, because if you have messed up the tip, that little hole's not circular anymore, you might just need to go ahead and change it out anyway. Now, I know 100% that you're going to need a nice set of Welpers as your side piece when you're slinging wire at any time, to change out your consumables, change out your wire, whatever you're trying to do to make your life a little bit easier carrying the one tool. Now, the folks there at Abacor Benzel, they know how to make a wire slinger's life a whole lot easier, especially with these Abby MIG guns. If you know me, I've been running these Abby MIG guns for some years now. One, because I love them because they're compatible to any welding machine that I have. Not only that, but these guns are light in hand, and you can pretty much adapt them to whatever application you have. Instead of fiddling with all these hot consumables, I can easily take off my 035 MIG head to change out for the same size and style flux core head with some 045 size consumables. All I have to do is just run some new wire through there. Not only that, but I can take this and put this head at any degree angle I want, whether I want the trigger on the back side, the front side, on the side. You can swap out to any of their MIG welding heads to change it to a flex, a straight, whatever you have. Super handy, and shout out to today's video sponsor, Abacor Benzol. Now the very end of these pliers is real needle nose like, and like I mentioned before, it's really nice for digging in a bird's nest and pulling out all that tangled up mess of wire that you caused on the inside of that wire feeder. You almost have to have one of these pair of MIG pliers to get that out. Not only that, but you can take that as you're trying to feed that new roll of wire in. It usually has that little kink or bend from just being hooked into the spool. You want to pull that out. Of course you can clip it, or maybe even if it has just a little curve to it, it makes it harder to go through that liner. You can take these and just gently bend it nice and straight. But the other really nice thing you can do with these pair of needle nose, if you look, they're kind of like a file on the outside of the needle nose and on the inside. They're really serrated, and that's so that you can go about cleaning your nozzle. I know there's some mixed arguments on there. I'm a big fan of just shoving in the tips and just giving it a good reaming. That always seems to do it, and then you just give it a little tippity tap on the side and you got all the boogers off the inside. And these also have like this weird 90-degree side outside of the hammer and the chipping thing, which we'll get into, but you can set that on the outside and also use that to clean the inside of these nozzles. The biggest drawback to cleaning out a nozzle is the more you do it, the more you're going to have to keep doing it, because you start exposing more of that copper, and the coating that these nozzles come in gets worn away. And all that's going to do is just make it a lot easier for spatter and whatnot to stick to the inside. So you're going to be finding yourself just reaming this thing out time after time again. It's almost a little bit better to be a little gentle about it and just kind of pick at it. But I know us welders, we're not trying to spend no time. We're just going to jam it in there and just get after it. So a different alternative just to nip that in the bud completely is some good anti-spatter or ceramic spray. Now, if you look on either side of these Welpers here, you'll notice that they have kind of a flat spot and a little bit of a blade spot. Again, just so you don't have to carry an extra tool in your pocket like a hammer or a wrench, the heavy-duty end of these MIG pliers is great for putting a little bit of alignment into something. It acts like a hammer. Like the way I put these nozzles in, it was really easy to go ahead and give it a tap or a little tap on that flat side and knock it into place so it's nice and square. The flip side of this, you got more of a blade on the other end, and that's going to be a little bit better for, say, tapping at some of that slag or reaming it back and forth inside of a groove, or even taking it for some light spatter. You can go about moving it back and forth, kind of acting like a chisel and removing any of that light spatter. Again, one of those things so you don't have to carry an extra tool. So you can go about chipping at it like a chipping hammer on that blade side, or you can use it as a chipping hammer on the very tip that I like to do when I'm getting a little bit more violent with stuff, or you can use that flat side right there just as you would a regular hammer. As a welding instructor for 5 years and teaching on this channel for 4, my pet peeve is students burning up their gloves. If you notice, I almost always wear these 1600, these TIG gloves. I don't care if I'm TIGging, MIGging, sticking. It doesn't matter because I know where not to put my hands. And that goes for grabbing a hot nozzle. You want to use your MIG pliers to grab the nozzle, the contact tip, anything that's hot, especially that fajita, that hot plate. Every time a student got done welding their plate, they'd go about grabbing it with their hand. For the love of God, you have a pair of pliers, just use it. Grab that with your pliers and carry it over to that quench tank so that you can save yourself in gloves. I've seen students spend a fortune on welding gloves, and it's so avoidable. Don't grab the hot stuff, even though you got a pair of oven mittens on. They'll last a lot longer. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and let us know if we missed anything down in the comments. Go weld something.